getting very, very lost, and I don't want to be, and I want to be part of the game. So, if you were to recommend some anime for a guy like me, who only thing I think I've seen was a bunch of episodes of One Piece. I've watched 2 episodes of Cowboy Bebop and Pokemon when I was like 12.
Overlord.
What should I watch?
Overlord. Watch Overlord.
Seen Overlord. Maybe if you guys are recommending it, I should.
It's really good.
All right,
It's really good.
Asparagus, it depends on how much time you want to put into something. Because
Yeah.
we can all
Time?
give you
What is
things
that?
are
What
like,
is time?
We need to give him small series to begin with. Right? We
Mm.
shouldn't make him jump into fairy tale straight off the bat.
I would disagree, only because
Really?
I think longer anime should be taken in quantities. You should start by taking in a few, like, it has 300 episodes. Taking in the first 50, getting that binge feeling out of the way. And then you're like, oh my God, that's a lot of information. And then going on to some of like the smaller, like Demon Slayer, Jujutsu Kaisen, because those are like one season, only a handful amount of show, like things where he can get through that, know everything that's happening, be like, oh my God, I need more, and then hop back into that binging of a longer anime. But at the same time, it really depends on what you are as a viewer, who you are as a person, and where you can kind of spend your time. So, I mean, I would agree to disagree.
I really liked Cowboy Bebop when I started because it's science fiction. And somehow, I don't know why, I watched 1 episode and loved it. Watched second episode and I kind of fell asleep because I was being very, very tired.
I know what anime he needs.
Go ahead.
What does he need? Because I was going to recommend
Dr. Stone. Watch Dr. Stone.
I really like Dr. Stone. The second season,
bit slow.
I think the first, I feel like there wasn't a lot, like, enough to fill the second season. The first season was great. The second season, I think, is going to really be determined on the third season that's going to come out, kind of where they bring the story together. I don't think it was necessarily bad. I don't think it was necessarily great.
I have one too. Sorry.
I was just. Oh no, you're good. I was just gonna say, no matter what opinions and what anime we bring out, I think the thing that makes anime, like some animes, like stand above the rest isn't necessarily if you're into them based off of their genre, but how they're written.
Right. Exactly.
Or the graphic styles, right? Or the graphic styles, because I was
that doesn't matter either.
Well, people it does matter. Some of them do matter because there's like one anime that I just cannot stand just because of the way it was drawn.
And
which one?
That's completely valid, and I'd love to know which one if you can think of it off your head.
I'm trying to remember because I was just talking to somebody about it the other day. Oh, One Piece. I just cannot stand the way it's drawn. That's why I never got into it.
I think it's a valid reason.
Because to me, the animation is just kind of like...
It creates its own story. It creates its own story.
Yeah.
It's funny because you two are like, we're like sitting here with the facts about like good anime, and I sit here talking to these guys. No offense, not trying to make it a gender thing.
Oh, wait.
But they're sitting here like, I like this a lot.
No, serious. You want to tell her the idea I have?
Now, what you don't realize, Ash, what I'm doing right now, I'm just trying to start you three your own show when you're going to talk about anime, because the three of you sound very, very passionate about it, and I'm just recording this right now to make your pilot episode.
I mean, I would.
I mean, I write anime for a living. That's what I do. I'm going to publish in the next few months. Like, this is it. This is my thing.
Anime has been in my life since I was a kid. I didn't really I animated things, like not just anime, but animated things have been what I lived off of. Whether it be Tom and Jerry, whether it be Cartoon Network, whether it be Nickelodeon, and then going into finally getting like anime. Like, I think as far as the anime worlds happen, I've been in it for over 10 years.
Right.
That's
Like,
where
Oh,
I'm
no.
confused.
Yeah,
sorry,
I completely understand. I've been into it since I was little. Like I used to sneak down to the living room at the age of 5
Swim
just to watch Inuyasha on Adult
on
Swim.
Adult Swim late at night. Let's
Okay.
go.
When I was
So
5 years old.
So here's something really bad. For 2 years in high school, I studied medieval torture methods just to write my book series. My book series is 18 plus. It's full 18 plus, and it gets kind of spicy. But I only add stuff if it works with the story, because I feel like the random, Sword Art Online, any romantic scenes that they have are written well, because they blend well. It has to blend well. It can't just be there. And so I added
agree.
that to complement it.
I agree. So there is what I think there was a really sweet, like heartwarming scene in SAO where the main chick. It's been over. When did the
Asuna.
first season?
Asuna.
Whenever the first season came out, that's when I watched it, and I haven't gone back since.
Okay, you guys keep saying SEO. What does that mean?
Sword Art
Oh, so
Online.
it's
Sword Art
SAO.
Online.
Yeah, and then ATO is Attack on Titan. So a lot
so
of
one of them is good, one is bad, right?
no, they both are trash.
But
they're both trash. Okay.
It's the character like romance storyline in SAO that's the
Yeah,
only
Asuna
reason to watch
and
it.
Kirito is like
When she has her motherly instincts to what is it, a robot or like is it like
An
an
AI,
NPC in
yeah.
the game? AI,
it's an
like
AI.
super
So
cute.
good.
When
good.
like they have this little
adorable.
house by like a lake.
Yep.
Super cute. Everything else trash.
Trash. No.
I know that Asuna and Kirito love story was literally its saving grace.
Right.
That was the only thing that saved SAO was the Kirito Asuna love story.
Now I'm curious
Because
oh, go ahead.
No, you go.
Well, I was just changing a bit of the topic, so I'll let you finish your sentence before I jump in.
But no, and the thing is, that love story actually carried into the real life once they got out of the game, and then back into a game where he basically had to save a kidnapped Asuna.
Yep.
So it
gets better.
It carried over so much, and I was like, that was like the most beautiful love story that I've ever seen written.
Yep. You still seem very passionate about a show you think is trash. My biggest question here, I think I've asked you before, Elish, but I want to know the three of you's opinion. I still have a problem making this discerning what anime means. Is it anything that's animated? Because when I was younger, I used to watch a lot of animated shows, but they were like Lucky Luke, Tintin, all the cartoons I was playing. Does it has to be Japanese?
Yeah.
The only thing close is Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Well, and I would argue that's because of the storyline. I think a lot of cartoons and a lot of animated shows.
Well, that and also, I actually did some research because I was talking to Asparagus about it. The reason why Avatar is the closest thing to an Americanized anime is because not only the storyline and the plot, but they also hybrid the animation with Western and Eastern animation. So it's a hybrid.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a hybrid in the full meaning of the name, and it is done perfect.
And so now we go into like this whole thing because not only is there like I broadly use anime and animated because I mean depending on what you watch, because when I say I've been watching anime for 10 years, it's true in the sense of Japanese like originated anime. I grew up watching Avatar: The Last Airbender. I remember the specific times I needed to be watching TV.
Oh, Avatar Pop.
He signed it. He signed it.
Can't see it.
I'm jealous.
Oh, it's signed.
And all the meaning of the word jealous.
Oh my god, I got so fucking lucky.
Oh, yeah, that's a very good movie made by M. Night Shyamalan, right? I know at least that anime fan hates the movie, so that's at least something I know.
Asparagus.
Wait, no, so going on that, Ash, how do you feel about the RWBY? because
I
it
didn't watch
was
it.
originally. You haven't seen RWBY?
No.
Oh my god, that's gonna be a controversial one because a lot of people say it's not an anime, but it was written by a Japanese animator from Japan who actually worked on what did Monty Ohm work on over there? I'm gonna have to do some more research.
I'm
We can bring it
gonna
up.
I'm gonna bring up my biggest flag of, although it was high school, I like bringing it up because it had been like a middle school dream of mine to become the president of anime club for high school, which ended up happening. I was part of the, you know what? I wear it with proud
Hey,
proud
at least
flag.
your high school was cool like that.
I mean, we weren't cool, but thanks.
Oh no,
We
no,
were
no,
nerds,
no, no.
but
Exactly. At least y'all were cool enough to actually have an anime club. Ours was
We
like,
didn't have one.
yeah, no. Wait, you didn't?
I
That's
don't think that was a thing when I
unfortunate.
was in high school, but then
I
again,
did state
I'm the old
chess.
fart,
I don't
so
know.
I'm gonna
I
be
only
60
did anime
soon,
club.
so
That was my passion. I had been
Yeah,
in
no, I didn't have that.
Me neither.
I like got into the because we had like the treasurer, we did the whole, you know, 9 yards. We had the
Oh my
treasurer, we had the
god.
secretary, we had the vice pres, we had the president.
Damn.
I was
You
co-president my
are in a high school host club right now.
I was co-presidents my sophomore year, right after my first year of being in the club. I became the vice president junior year, and the senior year I was president. I like waving those flags. It was my one achievement in high school that I actually liked about high school because I did not like high school.
I don't think anybody liked high school.
No one should. The people who peak miss high school. Anywho.
yeah,
Well, I'm also interested if either of you watch Korean dramas.
Very rarely.
Because
A little bit.
I have found that I absolutely love the writing for very similar reasons to liking anime, just because they're just well balanced in the art of not leaning towards specific action or romance or drama, or I think they have a really good balance of genres in one thing. They don't focus too heavily on, well, I mean, obviously each one has a main like genre, but they do a good job of integrating kind of a little bit of everything you like into shows.
No, I'm more into the wuxias. Wuxias? I can't pronounce the word. So, it's WUXIA.
I don't
I
think I've
can't
heard of
pronounce
that.
the word for. They're really big on Netflix. So, the wuxia genre.
How do
okay.
you
So,
So
spell it?
now,
WUXIA.
Have you guys seen like the Witcher anime movie and the
I didn't.
Castlevania one?
Yeah,
Not
those
yet.
those are good.
Wait, which
they're
they are good.
Castlevania.
But Witcher animated,
Castlevania
is it
so
is
good.
it considered anime or is it an
It's like
animated?
an American anime-ish. It's got its own style, but it's gorgeous. It's got the
I
same
think
kind of
Very
Witcher.
story.
good.
I
That
like
is
The
so
Witcher as a
gory.
series.
Yes. And
Actually,
Henry
that's what me and my
Cavill.
partner were for Halloween. I'm such a nerd.
Yeah, I saw that. That was a
But
great
no,
picture.
Henry Cavill is he looks so good dirty. Like Orlando Bloom looks blonde with blue eyes.
So now, okay, we're gonna start a new show. We're gonna get Elish a microphone, and it's gonna be 3 experts teach Asparagus about anime, and then you're gonna give me homeworks, and I'm gonna watch one show every week,
Oh god.
and then
Well,
I'm gonna
I
be
think-
destroyed.
Wait,
by...
I don't think that's possible. Wait a minute.
I think what would actually like I'm gonna integrate something that might be possible into this. I think because I am an avid advocate of we're not done learning. We all have like opinions. I think each week we could bring on a show or anime or something that, you know, obviously Asparagus is gonna learn something new each time, but we all bring like an
Yeah.
anime that we're like, guys,
Oh my
underrated.
god.
Like, let me tell you the good stuff, but without giving things
I
away.
have 3 on the top of my head.
The Saint's Blessing is omnipotent. Nobody's heard of it, but it's great.
Have you guys heard of the Ancient Magnus Bride?
Yep, I've got that
Yeah.
one.
That was a good one.
Obviously
Um,
not.
Well, I think it would be interesting to like have like I don't think we should do it weekly. I think it should be like a monthly thing because I can't commit to something that regular.
Well, you say that, but you've been on my show like 4 times in 2 weeks.
I know. It's because I want
And
to
you're
do
going
this
on 5
project.
this Saturday. And you're going on 5 this Saturday.
Yeah, you both are gonna be there on Saturday.
I might have to cancel only because my partner gets I need to talk to him about actually using we don't have an extra room and I don't want him feeling like he can't be out here and we just got some couple stuff to talk about before I continue with this.
So we can call this Asparagus Anime Club. That's gonna be.
We could.
Ooh.
Well, then you have and then I'm the one saying absolutely nothing.
Well, no. This is what's gonna happen.
Wow.
We take an anime, like either the three of us agree on, or like that we want to talk about next, or like one of us say, "Hey, let's talk about this one this week." You know, however, which way it works out. We all go rewatch the first. You know, I think like either 5 to 10 episodes, depending on how long it is.
Mhm.
I think if we do once a month, we could do a bit more and go like 10 to 15, but we have to do the same amount of episodes and talk about those. Like so no one's like, "Oh, I'm like 4 episodes behind and I don't remember what happens," or you know.
We
that
should
kind of
we
stuff.
should go over a lot of like not very known anime, like Chivalry of a Failed Knight. Oh my god. Is
I
it
obviously
good?
don't know
I
that.
have one Thunderbolt Fantasy, which is technically not an anime, but it's actually a beautifully done doll type show
Oh.
that
I think
yeah.
I think animated. I think we don't have to stick it to just I don't anime. I think we
Yeah.
do animated and I'd probably bring up watching one of Hayao Miyazaki's oldest films, which is Nausicaa and the Valley of the Wind, because
Yeah.
I feel out of all of the fucking movies that he has, that one is not talked about. It's like unheard of
Wait.
and it is beautiful.
I recognize the name. Is it the guy who made the weird movie we talked about the other day, Elish? The one with the cold guy with many legs, the spider guy putting cold in the thing. What's the name?
Oh, he's talking about Spirited Away. That's what he's talking about.
Yeah.
One of the most known Studio Ghibli films, which
Well, I've seen this one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's actually seen this one, sort of.
It's the most known, but that's what I'm talking about. Like Nausicaa is not something that's like I'm glad you two guys know it, but like not known about by a lot of people. I actually found it like a year ago. So I think it'd be cool to like do that. Obviously you guys are watching Spy Family, which is so good. But another one I'm wondering if you guys know. Have you guys seen Inspector?
Oh yes. No.
No, you haven't seen it. I know you haven't. You're just sitting along for the ride right now. Inspector, I'm gonna hold up. Let me look at my Crunchyroll real quick.
It doesn't help that I've come in here saying that I write anime. I'm not. I'd love to make my work into a comic or a TV show, but I don't have the talent for that, and we don't have the crew for that. It's just me. It's one of those things where like I'm not the kind of person where maybe I shouldn't be writing it, but I studied it to write it, if that makes any sense. So we've got fan fiction chaos and whatever this is, and then just it's just a weird mix, but I think it works.
No.
Just on your point of you studied it to make it, who gives people a right to do anything in this world? I mean, from Stone Age to now, I mean, rules and rights are only given to those who can either afford it or are brave enough to go after it. I've been watching a lot of Outlander, which is one of the very which is so bad and so good.
Is it bad? Given your reaction, it seems very bad.
No, I actually really like it. Oddly enough, I think it's interesting. I don't think there's a lot of plot holes that's happened. I think it's done a really good job of the big concept of why they're there and what's happening is still a big mystery to them have a lot of like seasons because different like there's still those different stories that aren't like side stories that don't make sense to the plot line, but they're actually big enough things to continue a long-running show. Like and to kind of give an example, I'm probably gonna get hate for this, depending on how Hellish is feeling. But I think Supernatural is just way too long, and it didn't have the
Wait, she has a
point A
supernatural
to
tattoo,
B at
so.
the like very beginning to end of
I'm
the
also
season.
have a Supernatural shirt on, and I
Oh.
also have Baby on my wall. And
I
I've
mean-
met the guys in real life. So
my
I'm
boyfriend has
holding
a
it in.
tattoo. Well, I kind of want to explain. So what I mean by it is, so with Outlander, there's still a lot of unanswered worldly questions that are happening
Yeah.
in the world of Outlander. With Supernatural, I feel like it wasn't. I feel like there were a lot of questions answered, and then they just kept going and going without there being really a. Whereas, like, it just got. I think it was season. How many seasons are there in total? Because I think I got to season 13.
Too much. Too much.
I think there was 15 or 17. It's one of those two.
Really?
I got to like anywhere from like 11, 12, 13, and I'm just sitting here like, where's this going? You know, it got repetitive.
It gets crazy.
It get tired.
It gets
I get tired of
crazy.
it. And that's where I just like I like the first 13, 12, 11 seasons.
Yeah.
The rest.
And you're very valid for that. You're very valid for that. They honestly, there was a certain point to where I said they should have stopped. I'm glad it ended the way it did. But there was a certain period of time between 13, 14, and 15. I was like, yeah, no, I think you need to just calm it down for a minute. Y'all are just going way too crazy on it, trying to get that big goal of, hey, we're the longest running sci-fi series other than X-Files.
Mm-hmm.
So, but
and
the thing is, that's why I have a lot of hope for the Winchester prequel, even though it's not what I wanted, but maybe
It's
they
gonna
can
be a
actually
prequel?
do something with it. Yes, the Winchesters that are coming out on CW is actually a prequel. It's going to be about John and Mary.